Dan 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 dan, Nigerians. Hey, you don't settle. This one at Prospect Channel TV. Welcome back for this coming out here. My people, Nigerian government is in a serious mess right now. Interpol is dragging Nigerian government to ICC for using their name to lie. You understand? So, Nigerian government is in a very big mess. This video you were about to watch will expose everything Nigerian government is going to, use because of this Mazinam. They cannot lose so many things. Apart from that, the Israel Prime Minister, he don't still declare stand on this issue. I better watch this video. I will be right back.
State of Biafra. And luckily, we have our resident history buff, Jeff Abramowitz, in studio. Jeff, hello and welcome, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you. I'd like to start by quoting the Bible, which is not something I do often or even at all for that matter, from the book of Ecclesiastes. That which has been shall be. That which has been done shall be done. There is nothing new under the sun.
So how does that connect to Biafra?
Because we are talking about a civil war, the Nigerian Civil War, which was one of the world's great humanitarian crises of its time, still resonates in Africa. It was a war when the eastern part of Nigeria, which was mainly Christian, dominated by the Igbo tribe, broke away from Muslim-dominated West Nigeria, its own state Biafra, fought a brutal, bitter war, held out for 3 years, but then was starved into submission.
We saw the president saying at the court, that they don't know how they are not responsible. They should bring in. Buhari, Malami, and Femi Adesina got involved into Nnamdi Kanu's mess. I think it has backfired.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you're watching us from. I remember humble say, Evangelist Benjamin Johnson is a snatchy, one and the only Biafran evangelist. I will continue to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. I've been telling you concerning regard to this spirit of Biafra, whenever it rises, you will see everybody, because spiritual controls the physical. You will see everybody running helter-skelter, in the state, and they will be finding themselves in the state of confusion. And that is the state where Nigeria have found themselves. You can see everybody in the court, both the DSS, they are not denying being involved of kidnapping Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Malami, Buhari, and Erufai, and their group, Femi Adesina, and co. They are all now saying that. Then who, if they are not the one that kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who did? Is it Tinubu that just entered position now that kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? I want to know. Or is it Omoto Shaw that just assumed the office to preside over these trials? Is it the one that kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? How did the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu get to enter the country? And who was in power when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya? Was it not Buhari? And I will not forget so soon, Lai Muhammad, who made a promise and a vow that who will help them to, kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be paid $100 million. He made it a broadcast. The broadcast that anybody that will help them to catch Mazen Nnamdi, kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be paid. Any country that does that will receive $100 million from the federal government of Nigeria. It was under the government of Muhammadu Buhari. I wonder why they are now running away. And of which, you could remember, as at that time, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was in London. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu being a London man, and you know what the British, if they should embark on that kind of journey, their image will be completely tarnished. And in order for them not to tarnish their image, they have to hands off. And remember, there was a group organization called Interpol. And that Interpol was a French Interpol that was used to track Mazen Nnamdi Kanu whereabouts in Kenya. And that was what they used, because Kenya is a wretched country. With the help of the government, as at that time, the former president of Kenya, the former government of Kenya now collected the money with the help of the Interpol and beat Mazen Nnamdi Kanu into coma.
That reminds me that what the headquarters of Interpol located in France said recently that the top leaders in Interpol is not aware that whoever that's involved should be brought to book. I think they are just reacting to the trial that is going on. Interpol said they are not aware of what happened. Nigeria police said they are not aware. DSS police said they are not aware. Then who is aware? That's the question.
That is the area I am standing now. If these people, both Interpol, all of them are not denying it, let them ask Kenya. Because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya, and before he was kidnapped from Kenya down to Nigeria, he was beaten to coma. So he was in the state of coma when he was brought down to Nigeria. And who are the people that brought? You can remember why we the Biafrans are against the late Ifeanyi Uba. Have you forgotten? The letter Ifeanyi Uba, of which his plane was used to kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria. You remember that was the anger of the people that which they refused to bury him when he was supposed to be buried when they brought the corpse down to Nigeria.
Okay, are you saying that likely it's possible that Lai Mohammed, federal government gave Ifeanyi Uba 100 million to facilitate the kidnapping of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu?
Not that Kenya. They give only Ifeanyi Uba. I said they pay to Kenya government with the help of Interpol, French Interpol, the people that track the place of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, where he is or where he was in Kenya, before the Kenya government as at that time sent their boys right there where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was, and they beat him up there because he tried to resist them to defend himself. They beat him up to coma, and you know the way they brought Mazen Nnamdi Kanu down to Nigeria? They zip him like a dead body inside a sack down to Nigeria here. Do you understand me? So if these people now are not denying it, ask Lai Mohammed, although he's a lying man, so he can deny it if Buhari can deny.
I don't think he's still lying, whether he has repented like a whole post of them.
Maybe, actually, maybe he has repented with the whole post of them. Why am I making point of calling somebody like Late Ifeanyi Uba? Because his plane was used. So definitely there are people that are involved in kidnapping Mazen Nnamdi Kanu into Nigeria. And let me tell you, if these people are denying, where was Mazen Nnamdi Kanu coming from to the courts? Was he not under the DSS? Then if you say you are not involved, how come Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is being detained by DSS? Where is he detained by under your custody? Where is he detained in your department? Because we have military, we have police, we have other places, where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu could be detained if you say you are not involved. Do you understand? So, and where is he coming from to court? Was he not from the DSS department? That he comes every time he appears in the court. The DSS will escort him to the court. DSS will escort him back to the office, their place, where they kept him. You understand? So, if all these people are not denying it, that means there is light coming at the end of the tunnel. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra and IPOB has finally conquered Nigeria. Once again, you can see what played in the court. In the court examination, you can see even the masquerade that appear as a witness, they do not know anything over what they have appeared to defend or to bear witness of. Do you understand? And if you watch it, there is a statement, because I just want to, slice it now. You can watch. It has gotten to the point that even James Omotosho, the presiding judge, is now getting tired and getting fed up over the way Nigeria, cancer is handling appearing to the issue. You understand? Because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu cancer team came up after Nigeria have showcased their own evidence, which they have against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They themselves brought so many evidences. They thought that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu conquered Nigeria in Abia State, Umuahia, and the one in Enugu State. And how brutal vandalized Mazen Nnamdi Kanu home with intention of to kill Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And he has to escape. They were, pointing it at Mazen Nnamdi Kanu jump to bay. It is only a tree that we hear say they want cutter, and he go stand there. When they saw that they want to kill him, you and I, everybody saw how Mazen Nnamdi Kanu home was, destroyed completely. You cannot stand there. He has to jump by escaping. He has to run away. Do you understand? So if that is the way to jump bay, I don't see it that that one is a jumping bay, but Nigeria made him to jump bay. It's Nigeria that jump bay, it's Nigeria that break the law. So he has to escape for his dear life so that he can stand today to defend that the same, allegation. So with all these videos and the one, the federal court of the one in Abuja, appeal court, their own case, the one that the last one that they judged over Mazen Namdekano, they presented everything, and the Omotosho agreed that with that action that Nigeria federal government, took against Mazen Namdekano was against Mazen Namdekano human rights, was against her rights, civic rights in this country, and they admitted with all this admission show that Mazen Namdekano is coming out victoriously, and Nigeria is losing again. Do you understand? Nigeria is losing again regard to what is already playing on the ground. Finally, to summarize it, Omotosho has given Nigeria legal team to present their listing, or within 2 weeks, within the 6 days, let them choose one a day to present their listing, or else they will strike their listing and call it a weak one. And if that happens, you know what it means. So it will be a very huge slap to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
It looks like Tinubu want to use Mazen Namdekano's case to attack Buhari because of election issues. Because I can see
not Buhari alone.
Okay.
Not Buhari alone. This is politics. They want to use Mazen Namdekano's case, to expose, to tell Nigerians to see the Northerners as the wicked people, to make the Igbos to see the Northerners as the one that hated them, as the one that don't want Mazen Namdekano to be free. They have been an antagonist, so he want to place that more, the hatred of Igbos upon the Northerners. He want the thing to increase, for them to see him and the Yorubas as innocent people regard to Biafra issues, or in the life or any case that pertain to Igbo man. Okay, that is politics.
Okay, away from that, we are seeing that Benjamin Netanyahu has, set up a security outfit. They are going to supervise Mazen Namdekano's security on release. What you are hearing now, whether it's been reported that already in the eastern part of the country, the Jewish people, the Israeli people, Benjamin Netanyahu has, sent Shin Bet. I think if I can remember, that's what we are hearing, to protect Mazen Namdekano immediately he is being released. Are they trying to still identify that Biafra movement is like a Jewish state called Israel?
It is a Jewish nation. Biafra is a Jewish nation. You understand? The same father, but from another mother. Abraham has many wives. You understand? He did not marry only Sarah. You understand? So this is another mother from the same father. So another generation of the Jewish in Africa, Nigeria to be precise. Do you understand? So that is why he sent those council. You understand? Those council of security personnel, those that know what they are doing, so that they can be able, to secure Mazen Namdekano release so vividly well. There is every tendency, in Nigeria, anything can happen.
Now they kind of protected.
Yes.
And they don't trust Nigeria to.
They don't trust Nigeria.
Not even the Eastern governor.
You cannot even trust them. Look at what the governor of Enugu State has done. Looking at who will become his personal chief advisor, he employed a Fulani, Usman Fodio lineage, in person of Usman Abubakar. So does it mean that in Enugu State we don't have a credible knowledge person, both in woman and man? So you don't have anybody in Enugu or in the entire Igbo, nobody qualified for that position, that make him to go and hire an Hausa, a Fulani for that matter, in that position. And that was why Benjamin Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu, I told you Benjamin Netanyahu is my senior brother. I've told you before. So my senior brother, my elder brother has to hire men, the able men, not just men, not immobile men, not incapable men, but the capable hand that can, secure Mazen Namdekano so very well, so that by the time we be free, all those Fulani governors in the east will not use their boys to assassinate him, or Nigeria too to assassinate him, for them to say they have freed him, then he was killed or is being killed. So that was why the man prepared. He's a wise man. He's a wise man. You can see what what is it called? Putin, yeah, did in Burkina Faso, regardless of protection of Ibrahim Traore. He called him, that is my son. He called Ibrahim Traore his son. Okay, so Netanyahu now is now seeing us as their brothers, extended family. You understand? So we are the extended family of the Jews. So he himself is now seeing Nnamdi Kanu as another brother, as another younger brother, as another, generation, family, that it is time to reconcile together. Maybe there is an issue before, definitely teeth and mouth must have issue. That issue is what we want to reconcile today and settle it, so that there will be a Jewish Biafra in African continents.
An ally of the Jewish Israeli state. Kudos to Benjamin Netanyahu for that support.
It's effort.
Yes, it's effort, and for that support. Does it mean that they are beginning to? Already they know what is happening, but this support is extended to Nnamdi Kanu. What is the relationship? What is it? How would you describe that gesture? Is it a sign that the Israeli definitely are going to provide enough security when Biafra comes at the end of the day?
Of course. See, Israeli is Biafra, and Biafra are Israelis, both in the military, in everything that concerns Biafra concerns Israeli. Everything about Israeli will concern Biafra. He got to Nnamdi Kanu as a person in the calendar, even in the picture. Nnamdi Kanu is a Jewish, and is a Judaism. You understand? He's a Judaist. So with that, tested and confirmed the truthfulness and the fruitfulness, both the spiritual aspect of it in him, and they concur in him. They are him, and he himself is not ready to go back from his faith. Why? There was a time that the Israeli came to Anambra to pick our soil in order to go and destroy, which they did. At the end of the day, they found out that truly these people, their blood and our blood is the same. So there is no doubt about it. Remember that time, about 4 of them was arrested. They came with either canoe or something. They were arrested and later released. After 4 days, they were released. So okay, mystery.
Alright guys, thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. So how do you see this? What do you think about Nigerian government? A government that kidnapped her citizen, the same government who fights kidnappers. And these people are still involved in it, my people. I beg, just drop your comments. Share this video, let it go viral. Let the world know what is happening. Honestly, Nigerian government is losing it all. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye for now.